Hey friends, it is I'm not being rude. I have a bug. Worm here today to talk about a bug that still plagues Destiny 2. I didn't actually know about it, but apparently it's been plaguing since they added this feature that we're going to talk about in a second into the game. Um, and of course, no mention of a fix. Now, of course, Bungie had a little patch today. I just read over the patch notes, not too many. They just kind of fix some audio bugs. I don't know if they addressed the extreme audio bug that has been plaguing, I think it's PlayStation players, maybe it's console players. They didn't address that. So if you're on PlayStation or Xbox and you're still encountering bugs with major noise problems, let me know in the comments. But no, today I want to talk about the bug that does not allow you to commend Guardians after an activity, because this is something I didn't even know about. I didn't know that it existed. I don't recall reading it in any known issues, but I have heard that it's there. I haven't done any research myself, so maybe it's there, maybe it's not. But basically what happens is when I complete an activity, I just don't get the option to commend anybody. It pulls up the scoreboard, of whatever activity it is I'm doing, dungeons, Crucible, strikes, nightfalls, anything like that. And that's it. And I see people giving me commendations, and I'm like, okay, why can I not give them? And so I had to do independent research to come to find out that this bug is a known issue that has, it's an issue. I never actually looked on Bungie's, any of Bungie's twabs or anything like that, or patch notes or anything like that, but I did look on Reddit and the forums, and apparently it is plaguing dozens of people, and it kind of comes and goes week by week. I was reading some comments about somebody who had this bug last week and now they don't. Then another person just encountered it like me today, where all of a sudden they can't give commendations. And this is not the worst thing in the world, okay? And I know a lot of people are probably like, well, why are we making a video about it? Like what's the problem? The problem is that it's the same problem with basically every other bug or issue that we bring up on the channel here. Okay, the problem is that this bug has existed for months. Okay, because let's see, accommodations launched with Lightfall, if I'm not mistaken, and we are now 3 months post Lightfall, right? 3 months, yeah, 3 months post Lightfall, and this issue still exists. And from what I read on a Reddit post, somebody said that the Bungie does have this as one of their like high priority fixes and whatnot. But why, if it's a high priority, why is it not fixed? Okay, I'm not a dev. I don't know the development behind Destiny. I don't know the coding and stuff like that. But we have a list of high priority fixes. The commendation glitch here being one of those high priority fixes. Yet they can't seem to figure it out, and this is where we just kind of go on a small rant, I guess, if you want to call it that, about where Bungie's priorities are. Because again, I don't think they're with Destiny. I really don't. I think that they are treating this their upcoming game, which we now know is Marathon, like their baby, their child, whatever you want to call it, and they're focusing all of their attention to that game, and they're ignoring some pretty major bugs. Okay, major bugs, including some bugs and glitches that have existed since basically, I mean, for more than just since Lightfall, like for months and months and months. Okay, and I should have pulled up the forums before I did this here, but let me pull up the forums. Let me see if I can find any of the bugs that we're referring to, because I know that there are some. I see it's kind of on Reddit and stuff like that when I'm browsing, as well as the what's it called, the forums and stuff. Actually, you know what, no, we're gonna focus here, okay? But there are many issues. Okay, there are loot bugs that currently exist, and I think they just fixed one today, or they are not a loot bug, but they just fixed a bug where players were getting removed from certain encounters during boss fights. Okay, and we just saw, I think it was Lucky 10p, I think posted a video just within the last few days about his solo flawless dungeon run where he gets kicked out as the boss has like 10% health. He gets kicked to orbit. Okay, And I know, here's the thing, I know Dungeon's still new, maybe we're working out a few kinks. I have a feeling this is not an isolated issue. Okay, and they say specifically, I think it was in the patch notes that they released today, they said, oh, it's salvage. I don't think it's just salvage, because I've had the instance where I get just kicked to orbit at a strike boss. You know, I get an error code, I don't remember which one, but I get an error code at a strike boss. Got error coded during a nightfall last week. You know, and it's just like, it's weird because it always seems to happen during a boss fight. And of course, I haven't done anything crazy, you know, with the exception of during raids. I don't think it happened to me, or actually it did not happen to me at all during raids. But during strikes, you know, during what's called salvage, during a deep dive, one time during deep dive, I got error coded. And at first I was like, you know, like maybe it's on my end, maybe it's internet, maybe it's, you know, everybody like trying to log in at the same time or something. They're just network issues, but it continued to happen. And then I start seeing it on social media, players having the same issues. I mean, and Lucky 10p, you know, prime example, recorded it, has, you know, thousands of followers, posted it, his like, what happened? And it's like, okay, like that's good that got fixed, right? That's good that got fixed. But how often or how long did it take them to fix it? Okay, because I can't remember exactly, but going back to like a couple weeks, like even before the season started, we had some issues with this. Now, I don't personally have a lot of issues with this. I'm not from a like huge area. I don't have maybe, you know, like a bunch of people on my network or anything like that, or even using the same internet provider as me, really. But you know, this is one of those things that like, it's like, Bungie, why are you not getting on top of it? You know, and we also see, you know, glitches with exotics and stuff like that, you know, things that just don't work and flat out don't work for weeks and months on end. And this isn't a new conversation. I really shouldn't, you know, go into this, because we've made several videos about Bungie, you know, not paying attention. But let's kind of refocus back on track to this specific bug with accommodations, because Bungie marks it as a high priority, but apparently it's been going on since Lightfall. And since it's been going on since Lightfall and it's still high priority, that makes me wonder, like, what about the stuff that's not high priority? Like, what if there are, you know, 10% of players in Destiny are affected by some bug that prevents them from playing? That's not high priority to Bungie, because only 10%, you know, the majority of us don't face that. But to those players, if they can't play the game, like that's a big deal. You know, that is a huge deal. Like, I would be mad if I couldn't play Destiny and everybody else could. You know, if my friends, hey, you know, come play Destiny. Oh, I can't because I've got, you know, X bug or whatever. Okay, and this is hypothetical and hypothetically speaking here, but it just comes to show you what, like where are the priorities? You know, where are, you know, the hey, you know what? We know this is glitched. We know that, you know, commendations are a big deal. Like, you know, there are pinnacles, or I guess this season exotic Ingrams and stuff, that are tied to giving out commendations. Like, commendations are something that players want to give. Like, I want to give out best dressed commendations. Like, some people look absolutely fantastic. I think that they deserve the best dressed commendations, but I can't, you know. And it's again, it's not the end of the world. It's not like, you know, some broken exotic or you know, a pre-nerf target lock immortal or something like that that's plaguing this place. But it's still frustrating that a feature of the game is not available to players, and now myself included. Okay, and like I said, I didn't even know this was a bug. Okay, I don't often read like the known bugs section. I kind of skim over it for any like major bugs, so I can potentially look for glitches, you know, like shard glitches and stuff like that. But Bungie has it marked as a high priority, and it's been, I would assume, a high priority for months now, and it hasn't gotten fixed. So I don't know. And then, you know, but let's make sure that the Eververse Store is working, which, mind you, the Eververse Store isn't even working. I don't know about y'all. I think it's a PC only thing, but anytime you try to open the Eververse Store, you tab over to it, PC takes a dump. It drops 0 frames. It freezes for like, you know, 2 or 3 seconds. Like, it's wild. And, you know, I'm so surprised that Bungie hasn't fixed it, because Eververse is their little baby. You know, that's where they're putting all their eggs into right now, you know, is the Eververse Store. So I don't know. It's almost shocking to me. Like, are they really that like careless of Destiny. They're you know, what they call, oh, it's our baby, like Destiny like is our baby, blah 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 blah. But Eververse, which is their most important feature to Bungie, like, let's be honest, like, I know that, you know, people say, well, no, like, they care about the game. No, like, I'm sure that the developers probably care about the game, but the people who are calling the shots, they don't care about the game. They care about the money that's going to be generated from the Eververse store. And even that is really buggy right now. Like, I don't even open the Eververse store. Okay, I opened it once this week to see what was there. Didn't see anything, so I closed out of it. You know, and a lot of times, like, if I'm in orbit or something, you know, waiting to load into a Crucible match, something like that, like, I'll browse the Eververse store, you know, and it really does, like, when I do that, it really makes me want to buy stuff more and more. I'm like, wow, like, you know, this shader looks really cool, you know, with the Sunshot Vex ornament thing, you know, looks really, really cool. However, now I don't do that because it's bugged and it makes my computer take a crap. And so I don't want to open the Eververse store. So Bungie is potentially losing out on money for me, because here's what happens. Like, I've got like 5,700 5,700 silver right now that's burning a hole in my pocket. Like, I want to spend it on something, you know, and every time I open the store, it gets me closer. It's like, oh, like, I really like this. I've always wanted this. This, blah, 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 blah. But when the store is bugged like that, I don't want to open it. And because I don't want to open it, it's like, oh, you know what? Like, I don't want to open it. I don't want to spend silver. You know, and I know somebody's going to say, well, you've already spent the money on the silver. Yes, that's true. But for those who may be in a similar boat as me that don't have 5,700 silver, they're not going to go out and buy the silver to invest in it. And we know that money is Bungie's primary focus. I mean, look at the season pass price increase. You cannot buy the season pass for, you know, 1,200 silver without spending $20. You have to buy $20 worth of silver to buy the season pass. So the season pass is not $12. It's effectively $20. And, you know, we're not going to go down that because, I mean, I think everybody shares the same thoughts on that. However, it blows my mind, you know, and Marathon, I don't know anything about Marathon. Like, I don't know how it's going to play. But if we look at the history of extraction style shooters, they take off for a short amount of time and then they slowly lose player base. Okay, Destiny goes like this in player base, or sorry, you can't say it. It goes up and down, up and down. You know, yearly expansion comes out, it goes way up, then it comes down, and then it goes like this kind of when seasons start and as they come to a close, but it stays steady. Okay, it doesn't necessarily grow, but it doesn't lose. So it's not like a dying or dead game. But what happens with these extraction shooters, sorry, is they go way up in popularity. Like, you know, Marathon may just make more money than Destiny 2, you know, for that first, however long it is, you know, first year or two. Maybe not that, maybe in 6 months. But after that, extraction shooters, they drop off. I mean, look at DMZ in Call of Duty. DMZ, you know, it was hyped. I don't know anybody who plays DMZ. I'm sure you can get in there and like look and say, oh, like, wow, this many people play DMZ, blah, 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 you know, but I know for a fact that it is dropping. I guess I don't know for a fact, but I know from personal experience and from my friends' experience, because I have a bunch of friends that play Call of Duty. We get on and play Call of Duty together. Nobody wants to do DMZ. Nobody wants to do DMZ. Okay, Fortnite, different story, because Fortnite cannot be dethroned. Like, where it is now, like, it can't be dethroned. You know, even Warzone is kind of losing its popularity from it when it first started. And those aren't even extraction shooters. Those are battle royales. You know, so Bungie's putting their eggs into this game, Marathon, with the potential that it's going to take off and then drop very, very quickly. And that's, I don't know, like, that's just, I mean, that is what it is. You know, if Bungie can make it work, great for them. You know, I might try it. I might watch some reviews first and then try it. Which, by the way, I would strongly recommend before you just go out and buy Marathon. Watch reviews for it, because so many games nowadays launch in such poor states. They are in very, very bad states. Even AAA mega titles like Call of Duty. You know, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 that just came out in last year, the year before last, I think it was, or was it last year? I can't remember, but just launched, it did poorly. Okay, and that's a AAA mega title that people look forward to every single year. So before you buy any game, not just Marathon, but any game, do it, like watch reviews for it and stuff. Watch a lot of watch gameplay, see if it's something that you'll enjoy, blah blah blah. That's kind of just a side note, but yeah, I don't know. I think Bungie, their priorities here are wild to me. You know, this known bug, this commendation bug, has been an issue since Lightfall, and it's listed as a high priority issue that hasn't been fixed in 3 months. Shows you where their mind's at. Anyways, I'm done ranting and rambling about that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below about, you know, where Bungie's priorities are. Like how do you feel about this? Like, you know, are you experiencing the glitch? Because I know that, you know, like I said, lots of people are experiencing it now and they didn't before, and a lot of people were experiencing it and now it's fixed. So gonna just, you know, let me know your thoughts on that, blah 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 blah. Like the video, of course, if you liked it. Subscribe for more daily Destiny content. Hey, just want to give a quick shout out here. Thank you guys for bringing us past 300 subs. That is absolutely fantastic. Once we climb up a little bit higher, I will make it a point to do more streams, Destiny streams, of course, over on Twitch. So twitch.tv/thewormkeeper. Be on the lookout for that. And yeah, that's it for me. Do me a favor though, watch the video you see on the end screen now, because for whatever reason, YouTube thinks you will like it. That's it for me, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye for now, guys.